Hello, this is Michael Rice, aka The Connector, with another edition of The Connector Live. Today we are live on location in Philadelphia at the Municipal Service Building in Center City. We'll be joined by Ms. Shirleen Alicott, co-anchor of Action News at 4. Before we go to the Leadership Development Workshop, where she'll be addressing the Philadelphia Youth Leadership Council, let me just give you a little background. Ms. Alicott joined Action News in May of 2010. Before arriving in Philly, she was co-anchor and reporter for News 12 in Connecticut. She's covered everything from news to politics and did several exclusive interviews. She began her career with News 12 networks in New York's biggest boroughs, the Bronx. There she wrote, shot, and edited her own stories and anchored the weekday morning newscast. Ms. Alicott is the Queens, New York native, and she graduated from Hofstra University with a bachelor's degree in broadcast journalism. Today she'll be addressing youth leaders from across the city of Philadelphia, discussing career advancement, relationship building, and leadership development. Ladies and gentlemen, Shirleen Alicott.
I'm Shirleen Alicott, and I'm here with the Philadelphia Youth Leadership Council.
Be magnificent!
Each, kind of what are the things that you're aspiring to do, but one thing I found was that I found a passion. I think it's so important to kind of pick something that you're passionate about and stick with it. Some of us, we're young and we're still figuring it out, and you guys still have so many more years to kind of figure out what it is that you really want to do. But knowing my passion really helped me because I stuck with it and I pushed for it, and when I finally got into it, I worked hard at it. So I think that's something that helped me over some people because I'm considerably very young for the opportunities that I've been given, and I think that it's because of my work ethic that really got me there. Are there any things that you guys are passionate about yet?
Sorry. Okay, so not academic wise,
What is it that you really want to do with your life?
with my life?
Yeah, what is the career path that you'd like to take?
Well, after high school, I want to go to St. Joe's, and I want to major in sports medicine, and then afterwards, I just want to work my way up as a physical therapist, so I can get with the football players and all the major NBA stars and all the other people.
Hey!
I'm it sounds crazy now, but
Hey, don't let anybody naysay what you want to do. If that's what you want to do, stick with it. It may sound crazy to some people. When you're actually doing it, they'll be like, oh, okay. Do you have a question?
I don't really watch news like I should, but did you do a story on the Olympics?
I did not. That's the competing network. That's NBC. So we're not doing anything on the Olympics.
Nothing at all.
No. See, that's something you also will learn. If you ever, I don't know if any of you want to go into television news, but we don't really, help the competition.
Well, do you all get any tickets, anything special? Anything?
Are there perks? Yeah, I would definitely say there's perks.
Like what?
We're not really supposed to accept perks, by the way. But okay, so we're not allowed to accept those kinds of things. But certain events you're being invited to. I was just invited. I was invited to interview Bradley Cooper, so I went to go interview him, and so there are fun aspects to doing this job.
So the perks of the job is just interviews?
Interviews, I get invited to certain events that maybe somebody else wouldn't get invited to. You get invited to events, they're like, are you rich? What? You make a very good living. You want me to elaborate? You want me to elaborate?
Yes.
an anchor in this market. I mean, it's just such a, it really just depends on an individual person. It really depends on what you negotiated with your boss. So there really isn't much of an average. I mean, I know some people, I think, I should say this. I won't say any names, but I know that some people at my job make millions. Yes. Plural. But then, you know, you have folks like myself who are on the much lower end of that spectrum. So there is a very wide spectrum.
Really low.
That's enough. That's cool, Chris. He was the one saying it was rude earlier. He's funny, Chris.
So, I mean, I want to hear more about some of the things that you guys want to do. Oh, well, you can answer.
Go ahead.
Okay, go ahead. What do you want to do in terms of that? No, you want to shoot the music videos? You want to be in the music video? And doing what?
Like an artist.
Oh, what do you rap? And how are you trying to get yourself there? You know it's a very difficult industry to get into.
I got some things.
That's always a good
Yeah.
thing. Okay.
What steps? What did you do? What did you do to get to where you were going?
That's a very good question. I went to college and I studied broadcast journalism. I actually looked for a university that was going to offer broadcast journalism. And I found a school. It was not too far away from where I'm from Queens, New York, by the way. And it was right in Long Island, which is not too far away. And I did my major at Hofstra University, broadcast journalism, and I would say it fairly prepared me for this business. I mean, nothing really prepares you more than actually being in your job, but I would definitely recommend going to college for it. Exactly what I did.
I wanted to ask you, how hard is it the transition between talking about like a double shooting, then having to talk about like a positive story, like probably like a cat getting saved?
See, that's another excellent question, and that is the job of the producer. So even before I come into work, my producers are already at work. So I come in at 2 o'clock in the afternoon because I'm working the night shift. You know, I do the 10 o'clock as I told you. But my producers for the 4 o'clock have been there since 9 a.m. putting together that show, thinking about every single story that's going to be in there every minute, and really making sure that every story is fluid and nothing like too crazy of a transition is happening, because that's not ideal. We have had instances where that's happened, and you just really have to. It takes a lot of talent to be able to transition. But yeah. I'm Shirleen Alicott, and I'm here at the Philadelphia Youth Leadership Council.
Be magnificent!